The next lecture in power system modeling is impedance and reactance diagram. So the impedance or reactance diagram is the equivalent circuit of the power system in which the various components are represented by their approximate or simplified equivalent circuit. So it is a type of a equivalent circuit of a transformer which is approximate. That is known as the impedance or reactance diagram. This equivalent circuit of a power system is used to analyze the performance of a system under load conditions or to analyze the condition of the system under fault. So both impedance and reactance diagram will be required to analyze the circuit under loaded condition or under fault conditions. Now first we'll look into the impedance diagram and then we will move to reactance diagram. So impedance diagram of a power system is used for load flow analysis. So for load flow studies, we will be using the impedance diagram. The impedance diagram can be obtained from the single line diagram. So we have already studied the single line diagram. Now this impedance diagram will be obtained from the single line diagram by replacing all the components by their single phase equivalent circuit. So from the single line diagram, we can obtain the impedance diagram by replacing the components with a single phase equivalent circuit. Now what are the approximations that are done? The current limiting impedance connected between the generator, neutral and ground are neglected, since under balance condition no current will flow through the neutral. So if you have a star connected with neutral, reactance grounded, so under the balance condition there will not be any current flowing through the neutral. So we can replace this neutral to ground system. The magnetizing current of a transformer is very low when compared to the load current. The shunt branch in the equivalent circuit of the transformer can be neglected. As we know that the shunt branch of the transformer represent the magnetizing current, and since the magnetizing current is very low, we can replace the shunt branch. If the inductive reactance of a component is very high when compared to resistance, then the resistance can be omitted, which introduces a little error in calculation. Means if X is very greater than R, then the value of R can be neglected. What is reactance diagram? Reactance diagram is used for fault calculation. So impedance diagram is used for load calculation. Reactance diagram is used for fault calculation. So what are the approximations that are made when the system is balanced? So the condition is the system will be balanced. This is known, the system is balanced, and then the approximation will be done. So neutral to ground impedance of the generator is neglected for symmetrical fault. So if the fault is symmetrical in nature, symmetrical faults means all the three phases are having the same nature of the fault. So that is a symmetrical fault. So neutral to ground impedance of the generator is neglected. Shunt branch in the equivalent circuit of transformer are neglected. The resistance in the equivalent circuit of various components of the system are omitted. And all static loads are neglected. So induction motors are neglected in computing fault current a few cycles after the fault occur, because the current contributed by induction motor dies very quickly. So these are the approximations that will be done to obtain the reactance diagram from the impedance diagram. So we have seen that shunt branches is neglected and resistance is neglected, neutral impedance is neglected. So these are the main things, and all static loads are neglected. This plays an important role but is used rarely. So induction motors are always neglected because it is a usual phenomena in induction motor that when there is a short circuit, then current dies out very fast. The capacitance of the transmission lines are neglected. We have seen that in the pi model, we have the capacitance as the shunt branch. So this capacitance will be neglected and we will always having only the series impedance. So what is the conclusion then? The reactance diagram can be obtained from impedance diagram if we omit all static load, all resistances, shunt branches of transformer and capacitance of transmission line. So this is the conclusion. So we can, from the single line diagram, we have to construct the impedance diagram, and from the impedance diagram we can construct the reactance diagram. So reactance diagram can be obtained from impedance diagram by making some omission, that is the static load, resistances, shunt branches and capacitance of transmission line. So this is the single line diagram of a typical power system, and this is basically the impedance diagram, and this is basically the reactance diagram. So we can see that the component, if there is a component generator, then we are replacing the generator with the equivalent circuit of the generator, that is a source of EMF in series with an impedance. The transformer can be equivalent circuit is a resistance and reactance in series, because the shunt branches are neglected in transformer. The transmission line that you have is represented with a T model. So this is a transmission line. Then you have a transformer, and then you have a load. So load can be represented with the help of RL circuit. So load can be represented with RL circuit. Now from the impedance diagram we can obtain the reactance diagram by omitting the resistance. So all the static load, resistances, shunt branches we neglected. So this will be an approximate equivalent circuit, and that is a reactance diagram. So here all resistances are neglected, all capacitance are neglected, and to make the circuit simpler, and that is known as the reactance diagram. So we have seen that impedance diagram will be used for the load calculation and reactance diagram will be used for the fault calculation. Now this is the one more example. How do we obtain this? So here we can see that this part is for the generator, this part is for the transformer, this part is for the transmission line, and here you have the transformer, and this part is for the generator, and this is for the load. So we can go from left to right of the single line diagram to obtain the impedance and reactance diagram. So we are seeing that there is a generator with a star grounded system. These are all breakers that are connected in the system, and these are bus. So this is bus number 1, this is bus number 2, this is bus number 3, and this is bus number 4. So this is the transmission line, this is a transformer. So two transformers are there, and then you have a load and a generator. So you can obtain the impedance diagram or reactance diagram from the single line diagram very easily, having some assumptions. So impedance for reactance or reactance for various components of power system in a single line diagram are expressed in percentage or per unit. So the impedance or reactance in the single line diagram that is obtained is represented by per unit, taking the rating as the base values. So when the impedance or reactance diagram is formed, all the impedance and reactance should be expressed in a per unit calculated on a common base value. So we have seen that when too many equipments are connected together, that is the entire power system, we have to convert it into common base value. So it is necessary to convert all the per unit reactances to a common base, and the conversion can be done using the formula that has been described in the per unit system. So x per unit new equal to x per unit old or given multiplied with this is the voltage term, and this is the power term. So voltage we have kV base old by new whole square, and this is MVA base new by old. So the per unit value of the old system will be converted to a new system, and that is the system base. Now what are the procedure that we are following to form the reactance diagram from single line diagram? So first point is to select a kV base or MVA base. So one voltage base and power base you have to select. This will be same for all section of the power system, and in case of 3-phase power system, the kV base or MVA base is 3-phase power rating. So this is line to line voltage, and this is 3-phase power. for a three-phase power system. Now, if you select the voltage base for one section of the power system, in case of three-phase, the voltage base is the line value that we have described, and various sections of the power system work at different voltage level, and the voltage conversion is achieved by means of transformer. So we have seen that in a single line diagram of a power system, you have transformer connected between various ends of the buses, which change the level of the voltage. So kV base of one section of a power system should be converted to kV base corresponding to another section using the transformer voltage ratio. So whenever transformers are connected in the single line diagram, the level of the voltage from one level to another level is converted and they have to be updated. So in case of a three-phase transformer, line to line voltage ratio is used to transfer the kV base from one section to another section. So whenever we are going from one section to another section, it is important to convert the base voltage. So this formula will be used to convert the kilovolt base. So when we are trying to obtain a kV base on the low tension section, suppose you have a transformer and this is your high tension and this is your low tension, and you are knowing the kV base on the high tension section, so you can obtain on the low tension section by the formula kV base on high tension section multiplied with the turns ratio, that is low tension voltage rating by high tension voltage rating. Now if you have a transformer where you have been given the low tension on this side and you want to obtain the high tension base voltage, then kV base on the high tension section is equal to kV base on the low tension section, that is this side which is given to you, divided by the turns ratio, that is high tension voltage rating by low tension voltage rating. Now the next point will be to obtain the per unit values. So impedances that will be expressed in actual impedances or in per unit. So we have to convert into per unit reactances. We know that per unit value is actual value by base value. So in a single line diagram, when all components are connected and all components are being given the impedances in the actual value, you have to convert that into per unit value, and this base will be the system base. So now you have to convert from the old base to the new base, because the entire power system will be operating on the same base. So x per unit new equal to x per unit old into kV base old by new square into ME base new by old. So this formula will be used for conversion of per unit values from the old base to the new base. New base are obtained because of the transformer. So there is a change on the power voltage level. So in this way we can obtain the impedance and reactance diagram. Thank you.